Welcome to A Double
and
Dice
with your host Kim.
and Jocelyn.
Pour your favorite beverage
Pull up a comfy chair.
because we are ready to roll.
Welcome to episode 126 of A Double and Dice, and we continue on the train of keywords that people don't really know about or never use, but we're making you use it now because we're saying it.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, all of the keywords we've done, not much people use it, right? So
No, there's not a ton of use of them. So
they're
we're
not
going to give this.
not the top dogs, as you can say.
No,
They're the underdogs, if you want to say.
You might say that they're the underdogs
Yeah.
because this ability can be used when you have fewer character dice fielded than your opponent. Sometimes the character won't need to be active. It may affect how the character is purchased or fielded. If an underdog effect would trigger when a die is fielded, it counts the newly fielded die when determining if you have fewer dice. So we are talking about the underdog. That's right.
Okay, so this ability can be used when you have fewer character dice fielded than your opponent. Okay. Shall we begin?
Let's begin. How many cards are there, Kim?
There are 34.
34. Who picked this tonight?
The D7.
That's true. And I rolled the D7, so we're blaming the dice bot. I actually have a D7. I just didn't have one in front of me. So, all right. So as always, when we do these reviews of keywords, we start alphabetically by card name. And the very first card in this list is from Amazing Spider-Man, Agent Venom Eugene. Hey, Eugene, do you remember me?
Love you.
I'm that chick you dance with Friday night at that party down on Avenue A. Eugene is a 6-cost fist with the Amazing Spider-Man affiliation, Spider-Friends. The underdog effect is Agent Venom deals combat damage before opposing characters. Is this the first instance of fast, Kim?
Yes, it is.
It's like fast, except you have to have less characters fielded than your opponent. His stats are 144, 155, 266. There's a burst face, but it does not affect this particular card. 6 cost feels expensive.
Feels expensive for fast, yeah. Unless you're going for stats. I mean, which they're good.
Stats are reasonable, but 6 cost.
Yeah. Ugh. Next up from Amazing Spider-Man. And this one is a basic action card. Back for seconds. 4 cost. Underdog. You may use this effect when you're just... Okay, sorry, it's taking the flavor text.
It's got the reminder text.
It's the reminder text. Is it? Yeah, it's the reminder text. Yeah. Field any character from your used pile at level 3.
So you buy a 4-cost basic action. You roll it on a burst phase so that you can use it, and you have to have fewer character dice than your opponent for it to trigger.
Yeah, and then you feel the character from the used pile that you could have just purchased to level 3. Not bad.
I'm sort of fielding like there's a reason Amazing Spider-Man was not a great set. Moving on. Black Cat, Party Hardy from Amazing Spider-Man, 5-cost mask, Spider-Friend affiliation. When fielded, target opponent must reroll all of their fielded characters. Now that is a cool underdog effect.
Yeah.
Black Cat stats are 022, 142, 254.
So that's pretty good, I guess. I mean, for a 5
I like
cost,
it.
yes. Yeah. Again, you have to have fewer characters, but
At least when you field her after the rolling, maybe not.
yeah. Moving on. Blade. I don't even know how this picture even looks. Oh, that guy Blade. Amazing Spider-Man, Daywalker. 6-cost fist, Spider affiliated. Underdog. When fielded, Blade does 2 damage to target opponent and you gain 2 life. He's a 143, 144, 255.
Feels too expensive.
For what it does, yes. Now, if it was 2 damage across the board, I would have been okay with that.
Feels too expensive. Moving on to Bobby Heenan, superior brain power from the WWE set. Wrestlers, man. Let's do this. And you know why Blade Daywalker feels really expensive?
Why?
Because Bobby Heenan is a 2-cost mask.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an affiliation of some sort to do with the WWE. And his WWE Underdog ability is when fielded, spin all your superstar dice to level 3.
That's pretty cheap to do that. Okay.
Yeah. And his stats are 0-1-1, 0-1-2, 1-1-2. And it doesn't matter if it gets KO'd because you want to keep refielding this guy to spin your dice up.
Yeah.
2 costs. Talk about power creep.
Up is a promo card. Captain America Trained Operative, 4-cost shield. With the shield affiliation, Underdog, field Captain America for free. When fielded, this is not the Underdog. When fielded, KO target villain character die with purchase cost 3 or less. So, can you field the same Captain America you just fielded?
I don't understand.
Yeah. 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 2, 5, 5.
So the Underdog effect is your opponent has more characters in the field than you.
Right.
So let's work this through. Your opponent's got 5 dice in the field, okay? You have 3 dice in the field. So when you field Captain America, you have 4, which is still less than your opponent. And when you field it, you also have to KO a villain die. It's not a may, it's a must. When fielded, KO. Villain character die with a purchase cost of 3 or less. Yours or your opponent's, doesn't matter. If there's a villain on the field, it's going to get KO'd if it costs 3 or less.
It says here, if an Underdog effect would trigger when a die is fielded, it counts the newly fielded die when determining if you have fewer dice.
That's right. That's why I said your opponent's got 5, and when you field Captain America, you've got 4. You're still underdogging.
So you can field that Captain America for free, is what you're saying?
You field it for free, and then you also get to KO a villain die.
There you
go. Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're going back to Amazing Spider-Man with Cloak, Tyrone Johnson, 5-cost mask, Spider of Friends affiliation. Cloak and Dagger get plus 2A in Overcrush. So if you have Cloak as well as Dagger, they get plus 2A and Overcrush. The stats without the plus 2A are 0-1-4, 0-1-6, 1-3-6.
I assume that's until end of turn.
Yes.
Yep.
Actually, I would say that probably, it's not a when fielded. So it would be as long as your opponent has more dice than you, they would get that ability.
Yep. Okay. Still on Cloak, Secret Defender, 5-cost mask with the Spider-Man affiliation. Underdog, if Cloak or Dagger is blocked, prevent all damage to them until end of turn.
Same stats, and that's the uncommon.
That is the uncommon.
And then we move on to Dagger's uncommon, Secret Defender. Well, they were really smart on the subtitles here. 4-cost mask, Spider Friends affiliation uncommon. Dagger may not be targeted by your opponent's action dice. Dagger stats are 0-1-3, 1-3-3, 2-5-3. Lots of 3s in there.
Mm. And then the other Dagger, which is a rare 5-cost mask, Spider-Man affiliated. Underdog, Dagger may not be targeted by your opponent.
Cool.
Yeah, that's because the Overcrush and plus 2 is pretty good, though.
Well, you need both of them, right? You need a Dagger and a Cloak. So
yeah,
I would go with Tyrone Johnson for the Cloak, and then for the Dagger, I'd probably go with the can't be targeted.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay the extra 1 for that. So then we have Daredevil, Master Acrobat, also from Amazing Spider-Man, 3-cost fist, Spider Friends affiliation. Daredevil gets plus 2 defense. Daredevil's stats without the plus 2 defense are 0-2-2, 1-3-2, 1-3-3.
Meh.
Yeah, moving on.
The other Daredevil is Fearless, 4-cost fist. Same with the Spider-Man affiliated. Rare one. Underdog. Characters blocking or blocked by Daredevil get minus 2A.
That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Better.
Sticking with the Amazing Spider-Man theme, looks like there's a lot of Amazing Spider-Man in this list. Mm-hmm. Drax the Destroyer, 3-cost shield, Guardians affiliation. It's the common. You may field Drax for free. His stats are 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 6. You better want to field him for free.
Yeah, if you hit him on his high, yeah, for sure.
Not happening.
There's a lot of unique characters with these abilities. Moving on to the Thor set. Earth X Captain America, Freedom Fighter, 5-cost shield, no affiliated. Only 1 die with him.
Super rare.
Super rare. Earth X Captain America can't be blocked by villain character dice. When fielded, if an opponent has more life than you, you gain 4 life. Underdog. When fielded, you may field up to 2 character dice from your use pile at level 1 with combined A of 4 or less.
Too much math.
133, 145, 155, but pretty good.
It's kind of cool, absolutely, but too much math, and it's a max 1.
Yeah.
Also from the Thor set, we have another super rare, Earth X Machine Man X51. I have this one. This is the one that I opened out of this set. It's a 5-cost fist, max 1 die. Opponents can't target Earth X Machine Man, full stop. Opposing action dice have no effect on Earth X Machine Man, full stop. Underdog, Earth X Machine Man costs 2 less to purchase. Earth X Machine Man does not need to be active to use this ability, which is good because if he did, it wouldn't work because he's a max 1. His stats are 0, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4. So he becomes a 3-cost if your opponent has more dice in the field than you.
All right, moving on in the Thor set still. Super rare, Earth X The Skull. Telepathic Awakening, 5-cost, mask. Underdog. When fielded, each player KOs all but one of their mask character dice. When fielded, your opponent's total life total cannot go below 1 this turn. Okay. 011, 013, 124.
So you can't win the game.
No. This turn, though. So after that, sure. Then you can win.
Continuing with Thor, we have Earth X Thor, She Be Worthy, 5-cost bolt, max 1, super rare. When fielded, if you have less life than an opponent, KO target character die. When fielded, KO target villain character die. Underdog, when fielded, KO target character die with a fielding cost of 0. Earth X Thor's stats are 144, 255, 266.
Better stats than all the other ones.
Yeah, it's all right.
From the Guardians of the Galaxy set, Ghost Rider Hot Car, 4-cost mask. What affiliation is this?
Moon Knight. Moon Knight? No.
No.
What's it called?
Oh,
Mortal Kombat? No. Marvel Knights.
Totally wrong, AP.
Marvel Knights.
Marvel Knights. Underdog.
I knew we'd get there.
When fielded, draw a die from your bag and add it to your prep area. 023, 134, 255. Meh.
Okay, the defense stats on that are too high for it to have a when fielded effect.
Yeah.
Going back to Amazing Spider-Man, we have Gwen Stacy from Earth 365. No, Earth 65. I added the 3 by accident because there's 3-cost bolt with Spider-Man affiliation, and it's an Underdog. When fielded, the next Spider Family character die you field this turn is free. Stats 133, 233, 234. Defense stats too big.
Amazing Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Thick Skin, 6-cost fist.
Nope.
What?
I'm just saying no.
No to what?
6-cost fist. We're done.
Spider-Man affiliated. This is a rare card. Underdog. When fielded, search your bag for a Spider-Man die and field it at level 1. 134, 155, 266. Again, 6 cost just to get a Spider-Man die seems mad.
No, that's why I said no. Just stop.
She's reading ahead before we get there.
Okay, I'm going to tell a sidebar story.
Okay.
We're partway through the list. So HeroClix does set reviews, and all the podcasts do set reviews, and they're all very similar, but there's this one group that focuses almost entirely on meta level HeroClix. So I was listening to one today, and then I just realized I just did the same thing that annoys me about them, is they're just like, nope, and they just like skip over stuff, and I just totally did that. So if the Clickstuff guys are definitely not listening, but Rob will get what I'm talking about anyway.
And it's your favorite character?
Multiple Man from Deadpool, duplicitous nature, 3-cost mask, X-Men affiliation. Underdog, when fielded, move a psychic die from your use pile to the field zone. Stats 111, 122, 244. I like it.
Yeah, 3 cost. Continuing on with Deadpool. How do you say that word? Is it Negasonic?
You got it.
Teenage Warhead. Board in School. 3 cost. Bolt. X-Men affiliated. Underdog. When the Teenage Warhead attacks, I'm not going to say that word again, spin her up to level 3 and she gains fast. Fast meaning this character deals damage before non-fast characters in combat. She's a 012 133 163. I think you definitely want her at her level 3.
100%. We then have the rare Negasonic Teenage Warhead, X-Student, 3-cost Bolt, X-Men affiliation. The Underdog ability here is that Negasonic Teenage Warhead gains Deadly, which means that all character dice that were engaged with this character at the end of the turn are KO'd, even if the stats would not say so. Same stats that you just read, because it's the same set.
Amazing. Back to Amazing Spider-Man. Not so amazing. Scarlet Spider, the Spectacular.
Now who's reading ahead?
4-cost mask. Spider-Man affiliated uncommon. Underdog. When fielded, ignore target character's text this turn. Too expensive for what it does. 133 143 263.
Yeah, agreed. Also, we're used to Shriek.
Yes.
Scarlet Spider, Web Slinger, also from Amazing Spider-Man, 5-cost mask, affiliation with the Spider Family. Underdog. When fielded, ignore target character dice text this turn. If that character would be KO'd this turn, it goes to the use pile. No.
No. Did you ever watch that movie, Nope?
No.
There's a movie called Nope.
Okay. I just saw something on the internet about somebody who was calling. So, have you ever heard of that thing like the year of yes or whatever? You say yes to everything?
Yeah.
So they said they were having a November, and they're saying no to everything.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, all the power to them. I support it.
Continue on to Amazing Spider-Man. Silver Sable. Mercenary. 4-cost mask. Spider affiliated. It's a common card. Underdog. Silver Sable is unblockable. 031 142 144. I'm okay with that if you could build his stats up.
I could do it. Mm-hmm. I'm in. It also helps you keep the Underdog effect going because you're going to push your Silver Sable through, right?
Yeah.
Spider-Girl, Mayday. Oh, it just says Mayday once. I just feel like you have to say it twice. 4-cost Bolt, Spider Family affiliation. When fielded, deal 3 damage to target opposing character die. 141 252 254. Yes.
No, too expensive.
Another cost, I'd do it.
Another Spider-Girl, Web Slinger, 4-cost as well. This is the uncommon. When fielded, gain 1 life and deal 1 damage to target player.
Nah. Spider-Girl May Parker is the super rare 3-cost Bolt, Spider Family affiliation. When fielded, deal 1 damage to target opponent. Meh.
Again, you have to KO her. Get her KO'd.
I mean, on level 1 and level 2, that's pretty easy. She's only got a 1 and 2 defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go with Mayday.
This is a promo card. Spider-Man Sneaky Pete. 4-cost Fist. Spider affiliated. Underdog. If Spider-Man is attacking alone, he is unblockable. 033 144 155. I could do that one.
Maybe that's the Spider-Man that you would pay way too much for to search your bag for with Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Spectacular from Amazing Spider-Man 3-cost Bolt, Spider-Man affiliation. Spider-Man gets +1 attack and +1 defense. Stats are slightly different than the other Spider-Man that you just read because this is from Amazing Spider-Man instead of being the promo from Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, it would have been. That's actually a newer promo, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Infinity Gauntlet. So 133143254. I feel like I'm doing a waltz. 13324. Anyway.
And waltz. And waltz. And we are on to Spider-Man Great Responsibility 4-cost this time. Underdog. While Spider-Man is active, Spider-affiliated character dice cost you 1 less to purchase. And there's an asterisk on the Underdog, which is asterisk is only on his level 1. If Spider-Man is KO'd during your opponent's turn, you may purchase a character die with the ally ability for free.
Well, that's interesting. You know why?
Why?
Because it doesn't say by your opponent's effect, just on your opponent's turn. So you could KO it yourself to trigger that.
Yeah, as long as you still have the fewer dice.
As long as you've got a bolt, you could Dark Phoenix Global it,
and he's on his level 1.
You only need 1 to KO it, right? Dark Phoenix Global.
Yeah, and you
or if
have
you had
an ally person,
3 bolts, then Magic Missile.
It's your really expensive ally character out there.
You block something that you know will get KO'd.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We continue on to Spider-Woman, Lady Liberator, 3-cost Fist, Spider Family affiliated. Spider-Woman gets +2 attack. Her standard attack is 124, 125, 235. She needs that +2 attack. She is not worth 3.
No. And last,
but not least,
Web Blast is a basic action card from Amazing Spider-Man. It is a 3-cost. Deal 2 damage to target non-Spider-Man character die. Underdog. Instead, KO target non-Spider-Man character die.
Definitely not least.
No,
there's way more least in this than.
I'm going to see the ally keywords. Who's the most expensive one?
Ally. Who are we allying with?
No, he's not ally.
I don't feel like allies are usually expensive.
5. There's a 5 cost.
Really? Which one?
Okay, I'm scrolling. Hold on. Still scrolling.
You could filter. Sort.
Okay, so most expensive one is a 5 cost. And it is Jarvis. When fielded, gain... Well, this is his ally. He's an ally. But when fielded, gain X life, where X is the number of character dice you fielded this turn. Definitely won't work with Underdog.
Commissioner Gordon is a 4-cost. While Commissioner Gordon is active, your non-villain character dice cost 2 less to field. While Commissioner Gordon is active, the first time you draw a Batman die each turn, you draw an extra die. That's really thematic with the Spider-Man stuff. When fielded, move a Batman die from a use pile to your prep area.
Yeah, interesting. So that is the Underdog.
There's a 4-cost mask ally, Mary Jane Spider ally. While Mary Jane is active, opposing villain character dice cost at least 2 to field. So that's interesting. So we found something.
So I guess I would say that's the best one.
So
there's a lot though. There's a lot of unique characters there.
Yeah, mostly from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which one would you go for if you were just picking one? You only have
you
one.
even played with any of them on a team?
I played with Earth X Machine Man.
I don't know if I've ever played anything with Underdog. If I did, that was I can't remember at all. That would have been so long ago.
Mm-hmm. But I know the Cloak and Dagger
Spider-Man,
thing.
So. What's that?
Is a thing. The Cloak and Dagger thing is a thing.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combo.
I definitely have played with the Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Mm-hmm. There was one that everybody played with of her. I think it helps the KO stuff or something like that.
With Negasonic Teenage Warhead?
Yeah.
I mean, either one of the ones that we just read would do that, because the 3-cost rare makes it deadly, right?
But I don't think it was a Underdog ability.
Let's see, Negasonic.
When your opponent targets one of your character dice with a global ability, spin each of your Teenage Warhead character dice in the field zone to level 3. But her other 2 is the Underdog.
Yeah, the Underdogs are better. So
maybe it wasn't her. Maybe it was a different one.
Maybe.
I'm thinking
of. So that's all the Underdogs. I think some of them might potentially work together. And then there's a few things you can bring in, like the ally.
Mm-hmm.
But, on the whole, I would say I understand why they haven't done a ton of this.
They really stopped it at Amazing Spider-Man.
Like some of them are either too expensive for their stats or their abilities, could just be power creep. And some of them are just maybe very situational. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents.
2 cents.
Let us know what your 2 cents is. Tell us if you've played with Underdog. What's the combo? And how have you found that ability? Could be interesting to tie it in with Green Devil Mask. Right?
Which one?
The trap that it's like if you knew Underdog was doing something, you could run Green Devil Mask so that your opponent keeps less characters. No, that's not how that works. Has to go the other way. Never mind. Just ignore me. It's been a long day. Yeah. So let us know what you've done with Underdog. And by you, we mean our fabulous listeners. Do you have anything else on Underdog, Kim?
No.
Cool.
Shall we move on?
Sure. Where are we going?
To the dice bag.
Nice.
Noise.
So, we had some good feedback on Recruit Groot, the beer. So, Bookmaker Makes thinks that Recruit Groot would be very oaky. So he's leaning towards an IPA because he's never had one that tasted remotely bearable, and tree flavored does not sound at all appealing. We're just going to go through all of these and talk about the Recruit Groot, and then we'll come back to the rest of it. Andy says, Andy May joined into the conversation and said, Recruit Groot is a brown ale, earthy and a bit woody. So everybody seems to be on that that sort of vein of woody in the beer. I think that's what we got on Recruit Groot. So
woody, oaky, earthly, yummy,
bad tasting.
If I would see something like that on the shelf, I will totally buy it.
100%. All right, so Bookmaker Make says, as far as the recruit mechanic goes, it feels like something that was requested by the players, ignored for 17 sets, and then slapped on by a design team that had very little time to actually text it out. The super rare Starfire also feels overpowered to the point where it's the only reason you make a Teen Titans team. I mean, I loved the super rare Starfire with the range 3, but I did feel the 5 was just slightly too expensive. So, Bookmaker Makes continues by saying that they are personally okay with having additional segments that don't have much of anything to do with Dice Masters. After all, the IP has been abandoned, so eventually you'll have talked about everything you can talk about with a game that has nothing going on. I mean, you're not wrong, but hopefully things will change. Then Collector Rob, who, by the way, it's his birthday as we're recording this, so happy birthday, Rob.
Happy birthday.
I mean, it's happy birthday in our time zone. In his time zone, it's already tomorrow, but that's okay. Under Surveillance / Stealth Ops is a great option for getting Recruit to trigger, and also playing Kang Peerless General will make it easier to trigger 2. You got that up, Kim?
Yes. Which am I looking at?
Kang Peerless General.
Or do you want to do... Okay, Kang.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Peerless General.
Peerless General. Okay. He's a villain 5 cost. While Kang is active, each of your attacking character dice can only be blocked by 2 or more character dice.
Nice.
Unless he means the global. Probably not.
No, I think
if a character would deal you 7 or more combat damage instead of deals you 4.
So the global kind of goes against it.
Mm-hmm.
If your opponent kept a mask back. But because you have to be blocked by 2 or more, it's likely that your recruit will go off and then you'll be able to bring your die in. Collector Rob continues, I really like the Spider-Gwen with recruit. The global is good enough to put her on your team, but if you're running a bolt team, then when you attack with her and use the global, then it gives your opponent a potentially tricky decision. Block her and lose some field presence, or take the damage and she goes straight to the bag and another bolt character takes her place. Yeah, I liked the recruit Spider-Gwen. Under surveillance and stealth ops is basically just a unblockable thing, right?
I believe so.
Level 1 characters.
Let's see. Surveillance. They're both basic actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Under surveillance is, target character die is considered to be level 1.
And unblockable, right?
And is unblockable until end of turn. And the other one was...
Stealth ops.
Stealth ops. I wonder if that does the same thing. Target character die is considered to be level 1 and unblockable this turn. Yes.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Then we got some private... those messages all came from... Was Bookmaker Makes on YouTube, or was that on Discord?
Yes, that's YouTube.
Yeah. And then the other messages were from our Discord channel, a Double and Dice podcast convo on dmNorthTV's Discord. I also got some private messages from Andy May. It was nice to hear from Andy May. He voted for the playmat, and then he was very excited that the playmat was the one that won for the next section of What Have We Played That Is Not Dice Masters. Andy said, it is wonderful to still have a podcast. I miss the others, and I'm grateful for you and Kim to be keeping on. He also followed up with from the Playmat segment that Sagrada is made by a local company to him, Floodgate. And he suggested that if I do pick it up, he'll let us know what expansions add to the game best. And then he commented about the squirrels eating the compost bin. He said their squirrels do that too. They've chewed up their compost bin and their garbage bin.
That's weird. I've never had that happen with squirrels.
I have never had the compost bin chewed. Now, in fairness, I've only been in my house for like a year. Previous to that, I lived in a condo, so I didn't have to worry about this stuff. So
that's true.
Then I got some very enthusiastic comments from Rob last week. Everyone knows Rob. Rob said, really great episode this week. He really enjoyed it. He said, don't ask people what they want to hear. What you're doing is awesome. Just keep doing it. He's like, it's great. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's happy. It's good. You guys are having a great time. It sounds like you're having a great time, and we're having a great time listening. So just keep doing it. So that was really great to hear. It was nice to hear that Rob enjoyed the episode. And the rest of you that listen, whether you comment or not, we appreciate every single one of you.
Cool.
Yeah. That was it for the dice bag.
And on to the playmat. The playmat.
So, what did you put out on the playmat this week, Kim?
This past weekend we played Zombicide, even though it was after Halloween, but we decided to play Zombicide anyways, and we did a trick or threat theme scenario.
And you cheated?
No. We did not cheat, and we won. I'm pretty sure we did not cheat, but we won.
I mean, there was a house rule involved.
Well, yeah, the only one house rule, which is you can't shoot your own person, I think it was. Oh, yeah. No, you can't hit your own person in the same spot as you. But if you're ranging it, yes, you could misfire and hit them.
Matt has a special house rule.
Yeah, but that isn't really cheating because honestly, it was pretty easy. I think it was easy. And we got lucky.
I mean, you had some pretty good coordination.
Yeah, so...
I watched some of it.
I know, we split the group and it ended up working okay.
Split the party.
No. I don't know. I just wanted to play Zombicide, so I told Matt let's play Zombicide. So,
you know, just because you play spooky games in October doesn't mean you can't play Zombicide any time of year. Zombies are not seasonal.
No, we played Zombicides quite a lot. It's one of our faves. And our dice throw tournament has started. We have 10 players, which is
Yay.
pretty good. And so I'll be playing that for the next four weeks. I'll be playing a lot of Dice Thrown, at least once a week, but like 2 characters. So that kicked off. And I will be playing that. And round 1, I'm paired with Mr. Jordo. So we'll see how it goes.
I just saw Mr. Jordo.
And then that's it. Not in person saw.
No, he was on my Twitch stream. This is not something I played, but I was sort of on a playmat. I built some Lego tonight before we recorded. I'm building the red London telephone box. And I just finished bag number 5. So that was kind of fun. Rob joined me on the stream verbally so we could chat with the viewers, and Jordo showed up there. So boss gave him the night off. So surprisingly, I did not play HeroClix in the last 2 weeks. I had a work trip that prevented me from playing on our regular Thursday night. And then the other Thursday night was Halloween, so we canceled. And then there was supposed to be a release event last weekend, but the product was delayed. So, no HeroClix.
HeroClix was delayed? Oh, wow.
I mean, everything is delayed. All of the WizKid stuff for October was delayed.
Which is only HeroClix.
No, like it was also like D&D plushies and Pathfinder minis. Like everything got delayed. There's a whole list of things that got delayed. So, but what I did do is I played in a Star Wars Unlimited draft. Or not draft, pre-release. The new set for Star Wars Unlimited is in pre-release right now. And we were able to attend a pre-release event. So I went out on Saturday with Rob. We went to the local store. There were 11 players, which meant there was a bye, and I got the first round bye. So, of course, this is the one night I didn't bring anything for me to do when I was waiting.
You went shopping.
So I went shopping for Kim.
You didn't get anything for yourself?
Star Wars.
Okay.
No, so we were at the Gamers Table, which is a different game store. It's not where we play HeroClix. It's a board game store primarily. The only TCG they do is Star Wars. So anyway, I walked around and looked at all their stuff. They had a Sagrada. I almost bought that, but I didn't. And then I picked up something for Kim for Honey Buzz. It's the Honey Pot. So I picked that up for her. And I played some Marvel Snap while I was waiting, and I messaged on Discord with a bunch of people. My second round was against Rob.
Did he win or lose the first round?
He won the first round.
Oh, the bye plays them. Okay.
Yeah. So they play best of 3, 55 minutes. So we had like 3 minutes left and we were 1-1. And then I heard them say that they were going to stop us and whoever had the most life would win. But they just let us keep playing for a while. And then eventually, we were the only people still playing. And then eventually they came over and said, was that the end of the round? And we're like, yep. And he's like, okay, who's got more life? And he's like, okay. So Rob had more life. And then he told us to roll off.
What?
So I'm like, well, if Rob has more life, then shouldn't he get the win? But they said, no, do a roll off. So we didn't have any dice. We flipped a coin and I won the coin flip. So I won.
That's weird.
And I'm like, I said to Rob, that doesn't feel right. You should take the win. He's like, it doesn't matter. So I played the third round and I went 1-2, and I lost that round. But I did well enough to place, I think, 5th because of the buy placement, and I won 2 packs of the set. So,
nice.
So yeah. And then we played with some of the other Star Wars stuff that we had. We've been doing a little bit of Star Wars deck playing every once in a while. Rob builds the decks and then we sit down at the kitchen table and give them a go. And then in our Saturday morning game gang, we got in a round of Betrayal Legacy this past weekend. We were in 1694, I think, and my character died on the front steps. The front steps are extraordinarily haunted right now, FYI. Lots of people have been dying on the front steps. So yeah, but yeah, it was fun. It was a fun round and we had a good time playing that. And that was everything that I've played.
Thanks. Next is on to, I see you put on here, your wildlife adventure.
People want to know. Inquiring minds have been asking. It has now been a week and a half with no mice. I say that, but I didn't check today. But there haven't been any signs. I was out there Saturday. I didn't go out yesterday, so I have to make sure I go out and check. But there's been no signs in at least a week of any mices in the cabin. And it has started to get cold out, so I did start to move stuff back into the cabin, my extra patio furniture and stuff, because it's getting to be winter. So I'll have to keep an eye on things in there. I'm going to keep it trapped. But so far, so good. No signs of any wildlife in the backyard. But in the cabin, I did go to the Royal Agricultural Fair this weekend. Kim, have you ever been?
No. I feel like I went there like on a school trip when I was like 6.
I had never been in my whole life. And my sister said to me, hey, do you want to come with me and the kids to the Royal Agricultural Fair? I'm like, sure. So we took my niece and my nephew. They're 5.5 and 3.5, and they just had a ball looking at all the animals. It's all farm animals and cows and goats and alpacas and bunnies and you name it. It's a farm animal. It's there. Did you know that when they show the cows, they spray paint them?
Like spray paint them what?
Like the black cows get spray painted, so they're extra dark.
Why would they do that?
The white cows get like chalked apparently, so they have because they're showing them for like competition, right? There's pigs and other kinds of stuff, right? But anyway, so yeah, we were there and they were showing like cows and bulls and stuff, and all I could smell was paint, and I'm like, Erin, my sister's name is Erin. I'm like, Erin, are they spray painting the cows? She's like, yeah, they spray paint them. I'm like, that's crazy. They were like shop vacuuming them. There was sheep shearing happening.
Are they winning awards with these?
Yeah, it's like a competition. But there was like a little petting zoo area, and there's also like a whole bunch of booths like for shopping. Okay. I got the super cool umbrella. I had no idea that they could like innovate an umbrella this way. So it's designed to stand up on its own. So like if you're out, when you close it, the pegs are at the bottom and it stands up vertically while you're like, while you put it down. You don't have to hold it and it's dripping, and the water's on the inside. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's basically like an inside out umbrella. And it's vented so that it shouldn't get blown up in the wind. And it was just like super affordable. And the mechanism has like a guarantee on it. So I was like, well, I'll spend $30 on this umbrella. It's pretty cool looking. So anyway, the kids got like little toys, and we had some snacks, and we saw the super dogs. Have you seen the super dogs before?
Maybe on television.
Yeah. So they're family pets that have been trained to do tricks, and they come out and they do shows during big events like the Canadian National Exhibition or the Royal. So anyway, the kids watched the super dogs. They liked that. So yeah, we had a really good time. It was a nice day out at Toronto. We drove into Toronto with the kids, and we had a good time. So yeah, that's my wildlife adventures.
Nice.
Do you have any wildlife adventures, Kim?
No.
No? You reflected and you've decided no?
No. Nope.
Nope. It's the month of no.
No. No. Nothing. No. Dave saw a beaver.
Cool.
Walking with a stick. So I guess we have a beaver somewhere living.
Is there like a marshy area near you, or a creek or something where they could be?
It's like a creek.
So somebody's building a dam.
So he could be building a dam, or she.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A big beaver. Yeah.
Did I tell you about the raccoon that I called the city on?
No.
Oh, there was a raccoon out here a couple weeks ago. It was hanging out front, and it was sick. I am sure that it was ill, and it was acting very oddly. So I called the city and reported it, and they actually sent somebody out to take care of it. They said that this time of year it probably had distemper, and it was probably very uncomfortable. But anyway, I called it in and I waited a little while and then I had to go. I had to get to a meeting, so I had to get in the car. So they came and rang my doorbell. I got the notification on my camera later, but I wasn't there to tell them where he'd gone because he had moved on a little bit down the street when I left, and then I think the school bus might have scared him away. So
you don't know if they caught it?
No, I don't know.
How long did it take them to get out there?
They came very quickly.
I'm surprised.
I want to say I called them at like 8:30 in the morning, and they were at my house by 9:15. If I'd known they were going to be that quick, then I would have stayed longer. I would have pushed my meeting back.
Interesting.
But anyway, yeah, I had moved down the street a little bit between the time I called and the time that I left, and then the school bus came down, or the garbage truck. School bus and the garbage truck came, and I think they might have startled it away. But it was very unwell raccoon. I could tell. So, First off, they shouldn't be out during the day. It's your first sign.
Raccoon one thing: they're cute looking. That's it.
Especially when they're babies.
Yes,
but
they are cute looking animals, but they're not the greatest animals.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the wildlife corner. So I think that's everything we've got for today. Yeah. So let us know what you think of Underdog. We'd love to hear about your Underdog teams and how you make sure your opponent... Oh, I just had an idea. You could guarantee Underdog by playing something like Instant Orkim.
Yeah, but you're doing it on yourself too. Unless you really know that you don't have any sidekicks to field.
Yeah, there's ways you got to force your opponent to field dice, right? So, you could do it with global abilities, like each of you fields a sidekick if able and whatever. But yeah, if you can get your opponent to have more dice, then maybe that'll help you trigger your Underdog. But with that said, I'd love to hear what other people are doing to trigger Underdog, if they've ever played with it. Is Amazing Spider-Man as bad of a set as it sounds like it is? Let us know. And you can let us know in all of the usual places, along with letting us know your wildlife stories and what you've been playing if you haven't been playing Dice Masters, by reaching out to us at triple-D-podcast@dm-north.com, sending us an email. You can find us on our website, dm-north.com. You can find us on all the socials, dmNorthTV. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. I think I'm missing something. TikTok. I knew I was missing something. And then you can find us on twitch.tv/dmNorthTV and youtube.com/dmNorthTV, where you'll find Kim and Matt streaming board games many Saturday nights.
Yeah, we should be back on the train. October was a bit busy.
Yeah, there's some travel going on. Matt had to go to Lorcana.
Yeah.
To Seattle. So twitch.tv/dmNorthTV and youtube.com/dmNorthTV for live board games and such. And probably some Dice Throne recordings.
Yeah, there might be some Dice Throne recordings.
And on that note, since we can no longer string words together, you can also add us on Discord. Kim is at SuperK and I am at Jostitch, Joce Stitch, just like Andy did. Or you can leave a comment in any of those other places. So until next time, on a double and dice.